We have your second date update, and we are trying to help out Kara, who reached out to us and told us about her date with Craig. She's very confident that it went well.
Yeah, but her friends were also at the bar, so I was thinking, I don't know. She said they were single, so maybe he, is now interested in one of them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, you never know. We've heard everything on these. So, but we do have him on the phone, so let's bring him on and see if we can just get some answers from him. Good morning, Craig.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man. Thanks for agreeing to talk to us this morning. I know this is weird and all that, but I do appreciate your time. You just heard us talking about your date that you went on with this girl, Kara. And, she's really into you. Said you were a gentleman, handsome, and she wants to see you again, but she can't get a hold of you. And she kind of wants to know what happened to you. So is there a reason you're not getting back to her?
I just don't think it's worth it.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know, man. Her friends just seem so clingy. So she had her friends there with her, which I know you just alluded to. Wasn't interested in them at all. I didn't want them there at all. But they were with us the entire date, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's an
asking
issue.
me all sorts of intrusive questions. Like, basically seemed like they were blaming, like, thought I was a terrible guy or something, and they were like, what are your intentions? I'm like, I'm a grown man. I don't know why you're acting like I'm trying to pick her up for a prom or something.
Right, like a dad or something.
Right, yeah. So, it was just awkward, like her friends, I didn't want to meet her friends yet. It was the first date in a public place. I get that things are weird and like these days, but we were in a public place. We both drove separately, so there wasn't anything. I don't know, man. They were just hanging around and just annoying and asking so many questions.
They weren't getting it that it was a first date, and you didn't want to date them. You wanted to date her.
Right, and they were so like, hey, what are you gonna do? What do y'all want to do together? I'm like, I don't know, man. We're just meeting each other.
Yeah, it can be a little annoying, I bet.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, and I haven't even said this yet. When the check came. They put it all on one check and brought it over. We didn't talk about it. And then they just kind of dipped. They left.
They left you with a tab, too?
I was just stuck with the tab, yeah. And I hadn't heard anything from anybody trying to give me, like, Venmo me back, which, whatever. They had probably a few drinks, and, drinks are expensive at the bar. So, I don't know. Like, they just kind of assumed. It would have been one thing if we had talked about it, but the fact that they just kind of assumed I was going to take it. Of course, they think I'm a gentleman, Like, I paid for their drinks, and they got to giggle at me.
Well, I think we got the idea, Craig. We do have Kara on the phone with us as well. We want to bring her back on. Do you have a couple minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Kara, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. Hey,
Kara,
guys.
what happened with your friends here?
Yeah.
Listen, just because my friends care about me and they're being protective of me, and they want to ask you some questions, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't think they were being intrusive or anything. They were just trying to get to know you and see if you had any red flags, and that's completely understandable on a first date with somebody.
That seems like a red flag. You said they don't think they were intrusive. Like, if you don't think they're intrusive, then you don't know anything about boundaries. Like, we just met. I don't need to know all your best friends, and they don't need to be looking at me. I don't need to be buying their drinks. We need to get to know each other first to see if there's some kind of connection. I feel like I talked more to your friends than I did to you, really.
Yeah, but nowadays, meeting people online, you just never know. So, it made me feel better to have them there and, ask you some questions and find out if you were a decent guy or not. So, I don't know.
Did you tell them to ask all those questions? You told them to come vet me?
That's not
No,
right.
I wanted them to be there just to kind of, so I had an out in case things were not going well. But, I'm sure they kind of took it upon themselves to ask a little bit more than maybe they had planned or whatever. But
that would have been an awkward out. They were sitting at the table with us. What would you have been like? Oh, hey, I got to leave with these two girls right now. This is a weird out.
If I had to, I would have. Yeah. It was.
You could have just also said, "I'm leaving. I'm going to my car. Goodbye." You didn't need those two there. And they were, like I said, they were treating me like I was a kid. I'm a grown adult man looking for a relationship with a grown adult woman. I don't need to be grilled by somebody's friend parents.
Friend parents.
Kara, you can kind of see why this might be a lot for somebody sitting across the table from him and having your friends just kind of grill them,
I know, but I mean, I just feel like he's overreacting a little bit. I don't feel like it should be such a big deal that you completely ghost me and, don't respond to me whatsoever. Like, why couldn't you just let me know?
Yeah, let me ask you.
I should have told you your friends are annoying to your face. That's my bad.
Jeez. Craig, what if she agreed to go on a date with you and didn't bring her friends? Would you be down?
Just her.
I don't know, man, because the fact she doesn't see anything wrong with it just is kind of a weird thing for me. I don't think that we'd have much privacy, and I think that her friends would know about everything in our relationship, and I don't know if I'm
That's kind of a good point.
super down with that.
Okay. All right. Well, Kara, we tried to make it happen. Unfortunately, it did not happen. It just was a little too much for Craig, and I can kind of see where he's coming from here. So I do appreciate you coming on, though, Kara. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
it didn't work out.
Craig, thanks for coming on, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, absolutely. You too.
I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah, you can't have your friends tagging along on your date and then expect them to pay. I mean, that part of it's rude, too.
Yeah, big time. So that's ridiculous. But maybe this would not have been a deal breaker for some people. Let's hear it. 800-992-1099. 800-992-1099.